All right, Shalom. I want to start out by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Shema, Shabbat, Shalom, Kakadash. Double honor to the apostle and elders, great millstone. Shalom to all the Akim out there pushing the word in sincerity and in truth. Yeah, this is the brother Bars all. I just wanted to do a lesson, in regards to this scuffle that happened, and really just put out something in the spirit. Also, the brother's been putting out things, just staying away from these outside camps, and the apostles and elders, they be in the spirit, they forewarn us about the staying away from those jakes. Because first off, they don't accept us anyways, and if you think about all Israelite camps here in Great Millstone, we are the most hated. It's been years of slander, decades of slander, starting off with the apostles and elders, for what we teach, and what we taught, and which we still teach, but taught on the highways and byways. A lot of these individuals put a campaign of smearing on us, which pretty much demonized us as a whole, in entirety, and a lot of these guys, they be looking to get carnal. I remember it was some months back. It wasn't a few, but it was some months back. And I know brothers already can recall, guys from Sakari was talking about pulling up to our camp. And we thinking, what the hell do they want? What's your purpose? First off, you're not going to get through to us. We're not going to get through to you. The scriptures speak about, how can two walk together if they're not in agreement? It already shows through online that we teach two totally different things. And it says that after 2 or 3 admonitions reject. So you all had y'all points to say to us on numerous occasions, which we don't accept because we know it's not the truth, but and you guys don't believe what we teach is the truth. So the scripture says to settle, the closure in that is after 2 or 3 admonitions reject, but a lot of jakes don't want to settle things via the Bible. They want to settle things carnally. They won't get back. They want to lay hands on men. And that's why the apostles and elders say just stay away from those guys. A lot of those guys, they're different regions and different locations. They might be a little bit more friendlier. When I was teaching out there in Orlando, with some guys from Sakari that was, giving us the fist pump. They seemed a little bit more welcoming than the certain other camps, but nonetheless, we kept our distance. I didn't know who they were at first. Brother, I was, of course, in the brothers in Orlando camp. They gave the fist pump, so naturally we just gave the fist pump back. Just to keep the peace, but that's as far as it goes. We're not trying to build. We're not trying to join, have any type of unity camps like the apostles and elders said. A lot of times we don't even want to associate with a lot of those guys, period. You just going your way and we going our way. And we speak on things for the doctrine's sake. And that's as far as it goes. We'll correct you according to the doctrine, but when it comes to coming together, holding feasts together, parlaying and drinking, throwing little events, like how these guys doing Black Conscience. They always got some event, and it's a hodgepodge of many camps, many ideologies, and they end up getting into a pretty much a big ass argument, man. They start to go back and forth. They don't resolve anything, and the next thing, but it generates a lot of money, because what the masses of the people like contentions. If you go into a lot of these videos, even when it goes into debates, those videos get some of the most views, man, because a lot of people love drama, man. They like companies of men coming together and going toe to toe to see who's the king of the hill, so to speak. The Lord ain't dealing with that. Now, of course, the scriptures speak about how we have to defend the gospel. We do certain things for the gospel's sake. If we are teaching and these guys come and approach us and they speak contrary to what we're saying, we're going to defend the gospel, you know. But us going out of our way, you know, to try to meet with these guys, to resolve certain issues, you know, and things of that nature. Look, man, just the apostles, like I said, the apostles, they give the best advice in these situations because they've been through it, you know, and we've been through it. You know, a lot of us brothers that have been around, you know, for a little bit of time, we've seen the results of being amongst certain guys that don't agree with you, you know, fully. Hell, you know, just as a testimony, and I already know brothers know, you know, here in Atlanta, you know, a few brothers that's been around for a while, you know how it is when brothers come around, new brothers come in, you know, things of that nature. I'm just trying to merge in. Bear with me, but you had this guy, Bonabod. He was of another camp, and we was young in the faith then, you know, and he was inviting us to his house, you know, coming off welcoming. He had a few guys that was with him. Mashaba, if I'm not mistaken, that was one of them. Forget this other guy's name. But these guys, you know, they came off very, like I said, they came off welcoming from like the scripture says, sheep in wolves' clothing. You know, came off harmful. But later on, by and by, they were trying to sink their teeth into us, man. You know, trying to set us up on them tables, man. Set us up on the oil tables, pretty much get down with their program, you know. Then there was, you know, we would come together, we would drink, you know, and we, from my understanding, like I said, at that time we was pretty much a young camp, growing in the faith. But a lot of times when they spoke about the apostles, they uplifted the apostles. So we was like, all right, you know. You know, these guys, they seem pretty cool, so to speak. But like I said, nonetheless, later on they started to show their horns, man. You know, I think one guy made a statement about the apostles. Then, you know, it was a brother that was in the camp. He got into it with the same guy Bonabod at his house, you know, and they was pretty much trying to corner him in. He was in the house by himself, and I think 2 or 3 of those guys came over, you know, claiming they came in the spirit of love, but they was really trying to manipulate him. You know, this is what the brother was telling me, you know, and he was saying that you got to respect your elders, you know, you got to respect. And then, you know, the brother said, man, you know, my elders is the elders and apostles of the great millstone, you know, because he was trying to use that respect your elders as a way of basically putting them down and making them to bow his head so that he can, you know, pretty much gain leverage, you know. And then he was like, so what would you do if Johanna came in here, you know? And the brother was like, man, I'll kick his ass the F out, you know? He got highly offended from him making that statement, you know? You know, that brother was a lion. His name actually meant lion, so he wasn't, you know, he wasn't going for the bullshit, you know? But like I said, I just use that as a testimony for brothers to understand, you know, like these guys, they're very, very wise and they're crafty, man. You know, these guys has been around for 10, 15, 20 years. They know a thing or two, man. You know, they know how to actually work the minds of the naive, especially if you young and you excited. Oh, these new brothers, you know how Jake be. Oh man, you know what, man? Hey, the spirit, man. Yeah, the spirit gonna get your ass caught up in that bullshit, you know. But that's why, you know, the apostles set up regional heads. They set up heads on the whole, and leaders and elders of these different churches, so that we can actually warn you brothers to stay out of that madness, man. Keep your head on the task that's at hand. You know, work out thy own salvation with fear and trembling, and with the company of men that the Lord gave you. Simple as that. You know, Jake be trying to get extra exotic in the scriptures, man. You know, we got connections to this camp. We got Jake always wants some connections, man. This truth ain't about having all kind of connections, man. You know, stay centralized. If the Spirit led you to Great Millstone to learn from the apostles and elders in Great Millstone. The scripture says to continue down the things which God has learned. You know, if you don't agree with the apostles and elders and the brothers at Great Millstone teach, and you have an itching ear towards other doctrines, go that way. You know, but don't straddle the fence. All right, either you're hot or you're cold. Either you're over there or you over here. There's no gray area. The Spirit doesn't deal with a gray area, man. You know, and that's in life on the whole. You don't see the wolves, or I'll just say the hyenas. Some hyenas kicking it with some wolves and shit. Lions got, lions. You don't see some hyenas. They got the ability to just, you know, duck off with the lions, then go back to the hyenas, then go back with the lions. It don't work like that. That's not how life operates, man. But a lot of jakes, they wanna be the hyena that could be with the hyenas. They wanna be the lion that could be with the lion. They wanna be with the hyenas. They wanna be chilling with the gazelles. You know, just Mr. Friendly. You know, this truth ain't about being Mr. Friendly, man. You know, we got a task at hand. You know, like I said, boil everything down to the basics. You know, the scriptures already gave us commandments, you know, and orders on how to move. You know, and like I said, going back to this whole Barnabas situation, there was a few episodes in that whole situation that happened, man. You know, one guy was pressing me. He was telling me constantly, he was like, man, you the elect, bro. You the elect. And I was like, you know, respectfully, I don't accept that. You know, I don't know if I'm the elect. You know, everything is in Lord willing. He was like, nah, man, you the elect, man. Like, he was really pressing me. You the elect. You know, you are the elect. And he was kind of like, say you the elect. I'm like, no, bro. You know, I'm working towards that. You know, the scriptures don't. You know, it says that he that endureth unto the end, and I told him that he that endureth to the end, the same shall be saved. I don't know if I'm gonna endure unto the end. Everything is Lord willingly. You know, that goes, you know, to be without saying, and that's pride to even believe that you are the elect before you even hit the finish line. You know, I don't know. You know, we're prisoners of hope. You know, the scripture says to put on thou for as the elect. You know, I would love to be, you know, hold that title, but it's still work to do. We working with our heads down in humility. You know, but these guys want to try to pump up your head. Like I said, that's part of the manipulation. They want to pump up your head. They want to use you. You know, basically formulate thoughts in your head and control and navigate you from them same thoughts that they've created. You know, they create complexes within certain men around them. You know, and it might be some of those guys that, you know, might get delivered. But that goes without being said. But how the Spirit has it regulating right now, the Spirit's running a tight ship, man. Everything right now is tight, and it's gonna get tighter. You know, so it would behoove us all, including myself, it would behoove us to stay away from the bullshit. You know, for our mental health sake, for peace sake. You know, because you see, like this situation, whenever those guys come together, hell with the situation with Sakari and another guy. One guy got beat up. You know, it's calling Alizal Mamzer or whatnot. They end up kicking his ass or whatnot. But they shouldn't have been getting together if they're not in agreement. You know. But that's really the main point of the matter. I really wanted to put that out there in the spirit. You know, just stay away. You know, what the brothers are telling us is sound advice. Take that advice and just move accordingly. You know, so with that, I'm anybody giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Shema, Shabbat, Shema, Kakadash, Demonis, Apostle, Elders, Great Millstone, Shalom, Amaki.